Useful idiots, perfect way to put it. So, in redstate.com, they're evil. They like Trump. Okay, whatever. Virus panicked liberal gun buyers, by the way, liberal, are getting angry when they discover their own gun control laws. No way. So this is a story by Kira Davis. She writes, I was chatting with a friend of mine recently and the topic of gun sales came up. My friend's father owns a gun range near me. This is in California. And she said he's seen a huge amount of liberal coming in to purchase weapons in recent weeks. Yeah, you notice the Hollywood types are all against, we got to ban guns and keep them away for those evil mullet-wearing people in Arizona or whatever. Yet they all have armed security. Isn't that nice? So she goes on, how does he know that they're liberals? Quote, they're shocked to discover they can't just walk out of a store with a gun. What? We've all heard about gun sales skyrocketing recently, of course, with the panic going on. But I hadn't considered some of the tangential effects of the phenomenon until I spoke to my friend. Not only are many liberals suddenly learning to love their Second Amendment rights, many of them are finding out that the gun control narrative in this country, as repeated loudly and often by Hollywood, those with the private security guards, and the mainstream media, is a complete lie. No way. So the author said she contacted this guy at On Target Indoor Shooting Range in Laguna Niguel, California. She says it's where I taught my son to shoot and where I'll teach my daughter to shoot when she gets old enough. He says that while others are stuck at home, while the economy grinds to a halt, and hopefully it's going to pick up soon, he's been working non-stop at the range as the applications for background checks and permits are stacking up daily. So the man claims he hasn't done business like this since the days of Obama. Oh, that's when I tried to buy some ammunition, and it just, it's a little tough. As the owner of an indoor shooting range and gun store here in California these past 14 years, we've never experienced such a huge demand for firearms and ammunition, even higher than the famous Obama rush of 2012-2013. The man says safety has been a huge issue at the range, as many first-time buyers, liberal Democrats, seem to have gotten all of their notions about guns and gun safety from television. Right? I mean, why wouldn't they listen to the mainstream media? They're fellow travelers, aren't they? Here's what he said. We tried to look at just who the new firearm purchasers were, and we believe that more than 60% of these individuals were first-time buyers. I can't describe the amount of fear in my staff as we had the buyers show proof of safe handling as part of the purchase process as required by California law. You have never seen so many barrels pointed at sales staff and other customers. It was truly frightening. We had to keep stopping the process to give quick safety lessons. Even if you're a liberal, you know you don't point a freaking gun at somebody, right? I guess they don't know that. He says we're adding more basic classes in hopes people will come in and take them. Now, the author writes, as a gun owner who formerly abhorred the Second Amendment, I can personally testify to the fact that most people who believe they are anti-gun are actually just stupid. She wrote anti-stupid. They just don't realize they're projecting their own stupidity onto law-abiding gun owners. They imagine that we gun owners are just a bunch of yahoos combing our mullets, waving our guns, looking for something to shoot, that we have no respect for the power of a weapon and treat them accordingly, which is what this man is witnessing firsthand at the range. While the safety of the employees at the range is very serious, the most amusing and annoying part for the staff has been watching these first-time buyers discover just how stringent gun laws in California really are, including one of our newest gun laws requiring background checks before you can even buy ammunition. The man says it's a bridge too far for the people who have been told their whole lives that it's easier to get a gun than it is an abortion. Or buy what was the other one that they used? You can get a gun easier than you can get a textbook or some stupid shit like that. More than a dozen of these buyers, men and women, actually thought that since they filled out and signed everything, they could just walk out and go home with their gun. Several actually said they saw how easy it was to buy a gun on TV. And why did they have to fill out all these forms? I just walk into Walmart, I buy an AR-15 fully automatic. Isn't that what we're told by the news media? Right? The majority of these first-timers lost their minds when we went through the ammo law requirements. Most use language not normally heard even in a gun range. We pointed out that since no one working here voted for these laws, then maybe they might know someone who did. And maybe they should go back and talk to those people and tell them to rethink their position on firearms. And we were trying to be nice, of course. Most were very vocal about why it takes 10 days minimum to take their property home with them. 10-day waiting period. I assume that's on a handgun? California, who knows? They ask, why do I need to wait 10 days if I need the protection today or tomorrow? We pointed out again that no one working here voted in support of that law. They really went crazy when we told them that for each firearm they had to do the same amount of paperwork. Fill in all the forms and get the background check for each single freaking one. Oh, you didn't know that? Of course you didn't if you're a liberal. And in California, they could only purchase one handgun every 30 days. We had people cuss at us and stomp out when we explained that secondary identification had to be part of the paperwork, as they felt insulted that what they had wasn't good enough. We have a number of Yelp reviews calling us names and other things about how bad we were because of this whole new buyer rush. So this is anecdotal, of course. These are the things these whack job Democrats vote for because we hate people who have guns. They're so scary and all of these other things. And when they get scared and they want to go get some self-protection, which I advise everybody, you should do that. You should have at least one tool laying around just in case. They flip their freaking lids because they got to wait 10 days to get their gun, and they can only buy one every 30 days, and they have to do a background check for ammunition in California. That's what you voted for. James Maxwell, thank you for listening.